Welcome to Luna English. Today we take on the top level, speaking up in class, asking sharp questions, working in a group, and academic networking. We'll practice disagreeing politely and building real connections. Sounding natural matters more than sounding complex. Here's how it works. First, listen carefully. You'll hear each sentence twice. Then, when you hear the beep, repeat after me out loud. Ready? Let's begin. Let's start with speaking up in class. I'd like to add something here. I'd like to add something here. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'd like to build on that. I'd like to build on that. From what I've read, it's a bit different. From what I've read, it's a bit different. I see it slightly differently. I see it slightly differently. Could you give us an example? Could you give us an example? Let me give a quick example. Let me give a quick example. May I jump in here? May I jump in here? I'd like to respond to that. I'd like to respond to that. To follow up on her point. To follow up on her point. I agree up to a point. I agree up to a point. I'm not entirely convinced. I'm not entirely convinced. There may be another angle. There may be another angle. Let me play devil's advocate. Let me play devil's advocate. That aligns with my experience. That aligns with my experience. I'd frame it a bit differently. I'd frame it a bit differently. The evidence seems mixed. The evidence seems mixed. Could I offer a counterexample? Could I offer a counterexample? That's a fair concern. That's a fair concern. I'd push back on that gently. I'd push back on that gently. In other words, context matters. In other words, context matters. Let me clarify what I mean. Let me clarify what I mean. That connects to the reading. That connects to the reading. I'd draw a distinction here. I'd draw a distinction here. Broadly speaking, I agree. Broadly speaking, I agree. I'd like to challenge that assumption. I'd like to challenge that assumption. That's worth exploring further. That's worth exploring further. I'll keep my point brief. I'll keep my point brief. Building on that idea. Building on that idea. I appreciate that perspective. I appreciate that perspective. That reframes the whole issue. That reframes the whole issue. Now, let's ask the right questions. Just to make sure I understand you correctly. Just to make sure I understand you correctly. What's the reasoning behind this step? What's the reasoning behind this step? Could you walk me through it once more? Could you walk me through it once more? Is that always the case, or does it depend? Is that always the case, or does it depend? I'm not quite following the last part. I'm not quite following the last part. So if I understand right, this comes first. So if I understand right, this comes first. What assumptions are we making here? What assumptions are we making here? Could you clarify that term? Could you clarify that term? How does this apply in practice? How does this apply in practice? What's the intuition behind it? What's the intuition behind it? Where does this idea come from? Where does this idea come from? Could you elaborate on that? Could you elaborate on that? Am I on the right track here? Am I on the right track here? What would you recommend I read? What would you recommend I read? Is there a simpler way to see this? Is there a simpler way to see this? Could you break that down? Could you break that down? What's the main takeaway? What's the main takeaway? How does this differ from the last case? How does this differ from the last case? Just to double check my notes. Just to double check my notes. Could you point me to the source? Could you point me to the source? What's a common mistake here? What's a common mistake here? So the key factor is timing. So the key factor is timing. Let me repeat that back to you. Let me repeat that back to you. That clears things up. That clears things up. I hadn't thought of it that way. I hadn't thought of it that way. Could you give a bit more detail? Could you give a bit more detail? What's the trade-off here? What's the trade-off here? Is my interpretation reasonable? Is my interpretation reasonable? That answers my question. That answers my question. Thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for bearing with me. I'll look into it more. I'll look into it more. Next, let's work well in a group. How should we split up the work? How should we split up the work? I'm happy to take the research part. I'm happy to take the research part. Who wants to handle the slides? Who wants to handle the slides? Can we push our meeting to Friday? Can we push our meeting to Friday? Let's set a clear deadline. Let's set a clear deadline. I hear you, but I'd approach it differently. I hear you, but I'd approach it differently. Let's find a middle ground here. Let's find a middle ground here. Can we hear everyone's take? Can we hear everyone's take? That works for me. That works for me. Could we divide it more evenly? Could we divide it more evenly? I'm a little behind on my part. I'm a little behind on my part. Let's not lose sight of the goal. Let's not lose sight of the goal. Can we table that for now? Can we table that for now? I'll take the lead on this section. I'll take the lead on this section. Let's touch base tomorrow. Let's touch base tomorrow. I'd rather we agree on scope first. I'd rather we agree on scope first. Fair enough, let's try it. Fair enough, let's try it. Can you cover for me this once? Can you cover for me this once? Let's play to our strengths. Let's play to our strengths. I think we're overcomplicating this. I think we're overcomplicating this. Let's circle back to that later. Let's circle back to that later. Are we all on the same page? Are we all on the same page? Let's wrap up the plan. Let's wrap up the plan. I'll pull it all together. I'll pull it all together. Thanks for being flexible. Thanks for being flexible. Let's give each other feedback. Let's give each other feedback. Could we do a quick check-in? Could we do a quick check-in? I owe you one for that. I owe you one for that. Let's split it 50-50. Let's split it 50-50. We make a good team. We make a good team. Great work, everyone. Great work, everyone. Finally, let's build your academic connections. I really enjoyed your talk today. I really enjoyed your talk today. Would you have time for a quick chat? Would you have time for a quick chat? I'd value your advice on my project. I'd value your advice on my project. Do you mind if I email you about it? Do you mind if I email you about it? It was great connecting with you. It was great connecting with you. Your research sounds fascinating. Your research sounds fascinating. Could I pick your brain sometime? Could I pick your brain sometime? How did you get into this field? How did you get into this field? I'd love to learn more from you. I'd love to learn more from you. Are you open to mentoring students? Are you open to mentoring students? May I introduce myself? May I introduce myself? We seem to share an interest. We seem to share an interest. Could you point me toward a mentor? Could you point me toward a mentor? I'd appreciate an introduction. I'd appreciate an introduction. Let's stay in touch. Let's stay in touch. Here's my contact information. Here's my contact information. May I add you on the network? May I add you on the network? I'll follow up next week. I'll follow up next week. Thank you for the referral. Thank you for the referral. I'd welcome your feedback anytime. I'd welcome your feedback anytime. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. I hope our paths cross again. I hope our paths cross again. Please keep me posted. Please keep me posted. I'd be glad to help out. I'd be glad to help out. Let me know if I can return the favor. Let me know if I can return the favor. I really valued our conversation. I really valued our conversation. Thanks for making time for me. Thanks for making time for me. I'll take your advice on board. I'll take your advice on board. It was a pleasure meeting you. It was a pleasure meeting you. I look forward to staying connected. I look forward to staying connected. Take care and see you around. Take care and see you around. Great job making it to the end. The more you practice, the more natural your English feels. If this helped, hit like and subscribe and turn on the bell. What scene would you like to practice next? Any topic or suggestion? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. See you in the next lesson.